So to LGBTQ, I guess my question would be, how did it feel to put this shield of protection over this man just for him to do an interview and not identify with you? Give you a thank you for how you went to bat and supported and uplifted him during this time and just benefit and profit off of your community. So I'm going to be honest, I'm losing my compassion and sympathy for these men. I need to understand who is releasing all these DL men's sex tapes. Because it's just not a coincidence that all of y'all are agreeing to record sex tapes and keep them private, but they're getting released. I don't understand why y'all are agreeing to record these things, but y'all don't want anybody to ask y'all questions about your sexuality, or you don't want anyone to know anything. So in February of 2022, Isaiah Rashad's gay sex tape was leaked on social media, which sparked a lot of conversation and a lot of controversy. Now, Isaiah Rashad is an American rapper from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Allegedly, he got his first big break when he rapped with Juicy J, Joey Badass, and Smoke DZA. Don't ask me who anyone besides Juicy J is, child. Now, Isaiah Rashad is a 31-year-old black male. So you have an adult black male who agreed to record himself having sexual intercourse with different men, because there were two different sex tapes released. One was with a black man where Isaiah Rashad performed oral sex on the man, and another video that I saw was with two non-black men performing oral sex on Isaiah Rashad. So this was a man who was very much comfortable enough in his homosexuality or bisexuality or whatever he classifies himself as to record himself having multiple sexual encounters with gay men. But when the tape gets released, it's a shock and it's life-changing, and he wrecked his car and he didn't know what to do. He was in such turmoil. Cut the crap. I'm not going no more. I'm really not. Because I keep telling y'all, these are men who want to partake in the same activities that openly gay men partake in. They want to do the same things you do, but they don't want the judgment. They don't want the critics. They don't want the scrutiny. They don't want to be attached to the stigma that comes with LGBTQ. So although he was having sex with multiple men, which is his business personally, the issue with y'all is when y'all start to record these things and then these things leak and y'all want to act like somebody did you wrong. Okay, yes, releasing the tape is wrong and it can be considered revenge porn. At the end of the day, that has nothing to do with the fact that you're inside the video having sex with men. So at some point, you're comfortable enough in your sexuality to have sex with men. And that's the thing y'all skip around when y'all respond. And notice, even when he did his interview with Joe Budden, hold on, before I even go that far. When the tape was released and everybody started seeing the videos and started circulating, making the blogs, the conversation being had at the time was that Isaiah Rashad was exposed and he was on a DL. Allegedly, he used to date, I think they said SZA, used to date some singer, and how this could hurt his career and this could cause him to commit, S-word, and we don't know what he's going through and yada, yada, yada. And I do understand those things to a certain extent, but we have to understand that these men have to be accountable for what they do. These are adult men who are engaging in activities with other men and recording it. So again, they don't have enough discretion to know that I don't want this out here, so I shouldn't record it. But then once it be released, we're the ones who's supposed to walk on eggshells. No, my dude, we saw you in a video having sexual relations with a man. What's going on? You're a public figure. The girls are going to want to know. Anything that you don't want out, first of all, you damn sure don't record. They say if you're going to do a crime, do it by yourself, because self can't snitch on self. You definitely don't need to leave a video trail. So I'm going to tell you what really bothered me, because black gay men, and I understand, again, we like to protect ours or people who we feel are a part of our community because we know how it feels to be discriminated against. We know how it feels to be ostracized, isolated, picked apart, tore down, judged. So, of course, black LGBTQ went into defense mode and protection mode because we feel like we always have to protect our kind. And I think that's a great thing if these men want to associate with you and be connected with you. But I'll tell you again, these are men who want to do the same things you do without being connected to the LGBTQ. They don't want to support you. They don't want to identify as LGBTQ. But they'll take your support and they'll take your protection. And that's exactly what Isaiah Rashad did. Gay men went on this rant about how you shouldn't be outing anyone and how this was so harmful and this could hurt this man and they hope this man is okay. I mean, just really protecting him. Gay men did not even want anyone to have the conversation about the tape. So I guess my question to black gay men is, how does it feel to protect these men, to coddle these men, to nurture these men, to provide these men with unequated loyalty? And then when they do an interview, they don't even identify as LGBTQ. They don't say thank you to the LGBTQ for supporting me and uplifting me and protecting me. They don't say I stand with LGBTQ. I am part of LGBTQ. LGBTQ is me. The man came out and said that he was sexually fluid. So I keep telling you, I don't get into all these terms because I feel like these are just ways for these men to not have to say I'm bisexual or I'm gay. Because you have to understand, these men don't want to be looked at as bisexual. They don't want to be looked at as gay. They feel like it's inferior. So they'll just find different words that mean the same thing, child. So I did my research on the term sexually fluid because I want to make sure I had a great understanding. I did not want to present anything that seems ignorant. So sexual fluidity is when your sexual orientation isn't fixed. So being fluid just definitely means you may be attracted to women primarily, but sometimes you may have an attraction to a man, you know? Honestly, with me researching it, I don't see a difference between being sexually fluid and bisexual. I feel like it's the same thing. But hey, anything not to have to claim LGBTQ, right? Months later, Isaiah Rashad went on to do an interview with Joe Budden where he said, "I'd say I'm sexually fluid. I'm still learning about it myself. I'm putting my head in the books to find out the basics of it. Well, basically, like I'm not in full control of when I walk into a room, who I may be attracted to." Sounds like bisexuality to me. You may be attracted to men, you may be attracted to women. I'll even throw in pansexual. You may be attracted to men, women, and trans. What's the sexual fluidity? What else is there to be attracted to besides men, women, and trans? Other pronouns, but I'm not the one to talk about the pronouns because they frustrate me, girl, and I'm LGBTQ. You have to understand that we're still learning this stuff too. They're bringing this stuff out every year, child. But for gay men to offer this man all the support and all these words of wisdom, all this encouragement, gay men really went to bat for this man. No thank you, LGBTQ. No, yes, I have an alliance. I support the LGBTQ. Nothing about LGBTQ, girl. Guess what? They don't want to be associated with you. Well, that's why I keep saying, if you're going to deal with down women, have a good time with them, and that's it. Don't try to be their friend. Don't try to nurture them. Don't try to coddle them. Don't try to uplift them. You don't need to give them any more support than they give you, and they don't give LGBTQ support. So why are you giving it to them? To me, this wasn't a man that deserved this support. He was grown. He was mature enough to be having sex with men. He agreed to record the videos. Let him figure it out. If not gay men's job, because guess what? These men don't provide that same support with you. When people are attacking LGBTQ, these men are not going to come to LGBTQ's defense. They don't even want to be associated with you. Want to identify with you. That's why they want to come up with all different kind of terms so they don't have to say LGBTQ. But why? Because there's a stigma associated with it, right? While he's learning about being sexually fluid, he needs to unlearn the stigma and the negative connotations he has associated with being bisexual, because that's what you are. If you're attracted to men and women, you're bisexual. You can call it fluid, you can call it whatever you want to. You're at least bisexual. And I'm just not one of those people that's going to pacify and I just don't do it. But to me, this is just another one of those men who want to do the same thing you do, but don't want to have to identify with you. But guess what? The gay sex is too good. So they're going to have gay sex. They're going to live their life. They're going to record it, because obviously these men have an infatuation with recording themselves. And half of the recordings, y'all sex tapes ain't even hitting on nothing, girl. Y'all could have saved the footage. But nevertheless, gay men will still continue to protect and coddle them and support someone who still to this day doesn't want to identify as part of your community, even though he clearly is. And y'all can do it, but I'm not going to. But hey, let me know what you think about the Isaiah Rashad situation. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time.